After wandering in the wilderness for nearly 40 years, the people of Israel drew near to the promised land. They had come out of Egypt by the mighty hand of God, crossed the Red Sea, received the law at Mount Sinai, and journeyed through the desert under the leadership of Moses. Along the way, they had been provided for with manna from heaven and water from the rock. Now, they were encamped on the plains of Moab near the Jordan River, directly across from the city of Jericho. Their victories over mighty kings such as Sihon of the Amorites and Og of Bashan had caused fear to spread throughout the surrounding nations. Among those who were terrified was Balak, the king of Moab. He saw how vast Israel's numbers were and said, "This multitude will lick up everything around us, as an ox licks up the grass of the field." He knew he could not defeat them by military strength, so Balak turned to spiritual means. He sought out Balaam, a diviner or prophet who lived far away in Mesopotamia in a place called Pethor by the Euphrates. Balaam was not part of Israel, but he had some knowledge of the true God, and God had spoken to him before. Balak sent messengers to Balaam, offering rewards if he would come and curse Israel. The messengers arrived and said, "A people has come out of Egypt, and they cover the face of the earth. Come, curse them for me, so I may be able to drive them out." Balaam told the messengers to stay the night so he could inquire of God. That night God appeared and asked who the men were. Balaam explained their request, but God's response was clear. "You shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed." In the morning, Balaam sent the men away. But Balak was not finished. He sent a second group of messengers, more distinguished and with greater promises. They pleaded, "Let nothing hinder you from coming to us. I will honor you greatly." Balaam again replied that even if Balak gave him his house full of silver and gold, he could not go against the word of the Lord. Yet he invited them to stay another night. His heart was not firm in obedience. That night, God told Balaam, "If the men come to call you, rise and go with them, but only the word that I speak to you, that you shall do." In the morning, Balaam rose and went with the princes of Moab. But God's anger was kindled because Balaam's heart was not pure. He desired the reward. As he traveled, the angel of the Lord stood in his path to oppose him. Balaam rode on his donkey, with 2 servants alongside. The donkey saw the angel with a drawn sword and turned aside into a field. Balaam struck her to turn her back. Then the angel stood in a narrow path between 2 vineyard walls. The donkey pressed against the wall, crushing Balaam's foot. He struck her again. Finally, the angel stood where there was no room to pass. The donkey lay down, and Balaam struck her a 3rd time. Then the Lord opened the donkey's mouth. She said, "What have I done to you, that you have struck me these 3 times?" Balaam, not shocked by the donkey speaking, answered, "Because you have mocked me. I wish I had a sword in my hand, for now I would kill you." The donkey replied, "Am I not your donkey, on which you have ridden all your life? Have I ever done this to you before?" Balaam answered, "No." Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes. He saw the angel of the Lord standing with a drawn sword. He bowed his face to the ground. The angel said, "Why have you struck your donkey? I have come out to oppose you because your way is perverse before me." The donkey saw me and turned aside. If she had not, I would surely have killed you and let her live. Balaam confessed, "I have sinned. I did not know you stood in the way. If it displeases you, I will turn back." But the angel said, "Go with the men, but only speak what I tell you." So Balaam continued his journey. When he arrived, Balak came out to meet him. He asked why Balaam hadn't come sooner. Balaam said, "The word God puts in my mouth, that shall I speak." Balak took Balaam to a high place called Bamoth Baal, from which a portion of Israel could be seen. Balaam told him to build 7 altars and offer 7 bulls and 7 rams. Then Balaam withdrew to hear from God. God met him and gave him words. Balaam returned and said, "How shall I curse whom God has not cursed? Who can count the dust of Jacob? Let me die the death of the righteous." Balak was angry. He said, "What have you done to me? I brought you to curse my enemies, and you have blessed them." Balaam answered, "Must I not take care to speak what the Lord puts in my mouth?" Balak tried again, taking Balaam to another viewpoint called Pisgah. More sacrifices were offered. Again, Balaam heard from God. He declared, "God is not a man that he should lie. He has blessed, and I cannot reverse it. There is no sorcery against Jacob. The Lord their God is with them." Balak protested, "Neither curse them nor bless them at all." Balaam replied, "Did I not tell you, I must do whatever the Lord says?" Balak took Balaam one more time to the top of Peor, hoping a change of place would bring a different result. They offered sacrifices again, but this time Balaam did not seek omens. The Spirit of God came upon him. He prophesied, "How lovely are your tents, O Jacob, like gardens beside a river. God has brought him out of Egypt. Blessed is he who blesses you, and cursed is he who curses you." Balak's anger burned. He clapped his hands and said, "I called you to curse my enemies, and you have blessed them these 3 times." He sent Balaam away in frustration. But Balaam did not leave without one final word. He prophesied about the future of Israel, saying, "A star shall come out of Jacob, a scepter shall rise out of Israel." This was a prophecy not only of Israel's future victories, but of the coming king, fulfilled in the Messiah. Afterward, Balaam returned to his homeland. But his legacy did not end with words. Though he had not cursed Israel with his lips, he had counseled Balak how to bring Israel down by temptation. He taught him to send Moabite women to seduce the Israelite men and invite them to worship the god Baal of Peor. Israel fell into sin. They joined in idolatry and immorality. As a result, a plague broke out. 24,000 people died. The sin was great in the eyes of the Lord. Later, when Israel fought against Midian, they killed Balaam with the sword. Though he had spoken blessings from God, he had turned his heart toward greed and compromise. The scriptures remember him not as a prophet of truth, but as one who loved the wages of unrighteousness and caused others to stumble. In the generations that followed, Balaam's name became a warning against spiritual corruption, against using gifts for selfish gain, and against leading others into sin for personal reward. Though he spoke God's words, his heart was not loyal to God.